The First Minister says it's the most ambitious set of proposals to tackle underlying divisions in the history of Northern Ireland. Martha McGuinness says it's a decisive step forward and clear evidence of the two men's ability to work together. But what are the chances of success, given the history of similar initiatives? It's taken quite a while to get to this stage, but it all started back in 2005 under direct rule ministers who published A Shared Future. 3 years later, with devolution restored, it had been rechristened by the First and Deputy First Ministers Cohesion, Sharing and Integration. And it was 2 years after that, in February 2010, when OFM-DFM announced that a final draft was almost ready. But just a few months later, the Ulster Unionists, the SDLP and Alliance criticised it for its lack of vision. To break the stalemate, an all-party CSI working group was set up at Stormont. But 1 year later, Alliance pulled out, followed by the Ulster Unionists. And with still no document to show by January this year, Peter Robinson revealed the sticking points were flags, parades and the past. Which brings us to today's announcement and another new name. Together, building a united community. Joining me now, the DUP's Jonathan Bell, Sinn Féin's John O'Dowd, Conal McDevitt of the SDLP, the Alliance Party's David Ford and Danny Kennedy from the Ulster Unionist Party. You're all very welcome to the programme. Thanks for joining us. Jonathan Bell, first of all, explain why precisely this is the most ambitious set of proposals on a shared future here ever.
Well, let me start with 10,000 reasons. 10,000 of our young people who are not today in education, employment and training are going to be given a unique opportunity of work experience, of leisure, of volunteering, of charity work, but in a shared way. And it's unique because, my passion is for let's all come together to build this united community. Let me give you another 100 reasons. In the summer, 100 of our post-primary young people will get a unique opportunity to have a residential together, to learn together, to play sport together. 10 of our areas will have a social development, a mixed housing scheme brought forward by the Minister for Social Development. John, through the Education Department, 10 shared campuses, a unique opportunity for our children to learn together. 4 urban villages.
So where's the evidence that, well, a lot of this kind of thing we already have, of course. Where's the evidence that these new proposals will lead to greater significant sharing?
Well, the 10,000 proposals we don't currently have. We have something like 46,000 of our young people not in education, employment or training. That's 1 in 4. Now, it's not as bad as Spain, where there's 50% youth unemployment, but it's 1 in 4 and it's not acceptable. And we are going to give 10,000 of our young people a unique 1-year opportunity with a stipend to come together, to work together and to get an accredited diploma at the end of it.
OK, John O'Dowd, how much is that going to cost?
It will cost millions. But if we don't do it, it's going to cost even more in terms of lives ruined and opportunities lost in this society. This programme of work goes over 10 years and it will be budgeted for through the OFM-DFM have a central budget, through my capital builds programme within the Department of Education. For instance, if we look at Lissanelli is going to cost £120 million to deliver. But I do believe over the 4 or 5 years it will take to physically build that campus, we can secure the funding to do it.
Right. So sorry, just to be clear, the 10,000 that Jonathan Bell has gone on about there for a moment or two and talked about the significance of, is the funding for that in year 1 coming from existing funds, or are you looking for additional funds for that from the Exchequer?
Well, that will be additional funds, and if there's
there's
more funding, that will come from the DEL budget and OFM-DFM working together. And
will come or has come? Has that been identified yet?
It will come. It will be there. There's central budgets held centrally within OFM-DFM to deal with this sort of work. If we require further funding to secure it, then we should be working with the British Government and we should be working with our executive colleagues to secure that future.
But what I want to know is the funding in place at the moment? Because if you've got 10,000 young people and you pay them a stipend, I don't know, will it be £1,000 a year? If it is, that's £10 million. So is that money there? You've secured that money and ring-fenced that money?
It is a significant amount of money, but it is not beyond the means of either OFM-DFM or DEL working in connection with the executive.
Which means you'll find it, you're confident you'll find it.
Yes.
But that's different from saying that you have identified it.
Look, we can sit and we can argue over the pounds, shillings and pences of these proposals.
Well, it's kind of important.
It is important, but we're capable of securing that sort of funding. The amount of money should not scare us off it. You know, we deal in tens of £1 million on a daily basis as executive ministers, so we shouldn't be scared off by that. The importance of today's announcement is that it is a step forward. No one's saying it is the final solution. No one's saying that this will bring our fractured society together. It is a step forward, a real proposal and a movement forward.